Well, good morning. Different entry today. It's a little later. It's 9 a.m. Late start. I spent the majority of last night in the ER psych ward with my oldest son. And I want to talk about Stoicism and the approach to mental illness. I won the autism lottery. Two of my four children are on the spectrum, and my oldest son, Luke, is what they used to call an Asperger's, which means he is incredibly gifted in some areas like art. He's an amazing artist, like astonishing artist. But he doesn't understand social cues. He's socially awkward, doesn't understand sarcasm, subtleties, and he's at that rough apex of perception where he understands that he doesn't get it, but he wants to get it and doesn't know how to get it, and it's torture. It's difficult. He has always responded well to DBT therapy, and I've made remarks before about how Stoicism has a lot of parallels with DBT therapy, controlling what you can control, not sweating what you can't control, radical acceptance, amor fati. I mean, just so many parallels. And he had incredible mental health support through his high school graduation in June of 22. And it took him 6 years to graduate high school, and he did a wonderful job tackling that challenge. His new therapist after high school was not a DBT specialist, and that was the first red flag for me, but he came highly regarded, and Luke began to deteriorate under his care almost immediately, to the point where after graduating high school and living with me for years, after graduating high school in June, I turned 20 in July of 22. By September, he elected to move in with his mother and became combative and went no contact with me for a number of months. I stopped going to joint sessions with him because I didn't feel this was the right therapist. And I told the therapist as much, and I got a lot of ego back from this guy. And it kind of goes to show, you can be great at what you do, but you're not going to always bat 1,000. And this guy couldn't see that. So it culminated in my son going to the psych ward, and they literally called the ambulance in a joint session with his mother and this therapist. Now, again, what can I control throughout this process, and what can't I control? There was not a lot I could control. I can control how I interacted with my son. I can control how I interacted with this therapist. And it's interesting that in the hospital bed, my son said to me, "Dad, I haven't been honest. I haven't been honest. I have not given this therapist the full story. It was easy to get him to see that I'm a victim, and I really just indulged in that, and now I'm in a hospital bed." I said, yeah. He said, "I think I need to stop seeing this therapist." I said, "Oh, well, I will support your decision." I could have attempted to influence him the way his therapist influenced him, but I chose not to. And it's just interesting that 32 days into this, he decided he had hit rock bottom and it was time to reboot, and he has agreed to be in a DBT day program. I don't think that this is a coincidence. As I've said in prior videos, this is not a commercial for Stoicism. This is a unusual journal with crappy videos. I am sleep deprived, but I am hopeful for the first time in more than a year, about a year and a half, that my son is on board with better mental health practices. And if you're a dad or a mom, if you're a parent, then you know the kind of relief that brings. And I'll leave you with this. Quisque, Habet, Daemones. Everyone has demons. That'll be my little contribution.